to the driving situation and weather, thus offering greater functionality when it comes to improving illumination of the road. Use the Light Settings menu to switch it on or off. Bends or roundabouts are thus better illuminated. When turning, the side on which the turn signal is activated will be illuminated, whilst on motorways, the range and brightness of the lights are increased. In fog, dazzle, and the edge of the road is better illuminated. The adverse weather light reduces the dazzle of oncoming traffic in a targeted manner when it's raining. Meanwhile, the city light illuminates the area to the sides of the vehicle using a wider light distribution. Adaptive High Beam switches automatically between dipped beam, partial main beam, and main beam headlamps. Optimum illumination is thus achieved without dazzling other road users. It is switched on or off using the combination switch, and this is displayed by the indicator lamp in the multifunction display.
Active Parking Assist with Parktronic assists the driver both when parking in and manoeuvring out of a parking space by handling the steering braking, as well as regulating the speed and automatic gear changes. When driving forward, the system uses ultrasonic sensors to measure possible parking spaces on both sides of the vehicle, which are parallel and perpendicular to the direction of travel. In many cases, the system is a great help even for parking spaces with a non-standard shape. But in some circumstances, it is not technically possible to detect all parking situations comprehensively. Active Parking Assist with Parktronic functions optimally in the case of spaces parallel with or perpendicular to the road. The system remains active up to a speed of approximately 35 km per hour. As soon as a suitable parking space is detected, it is shown in the instrument cluster. Arrows show the side of the carriageway on which the available parking spaces are located. The vehicle can then be brought to a standstill. After pressing the Active Parking Assist button in the lower control panel, all detected parking spaces are shown on the multimedia system display. The driver then selects the desired parking space and the direction in which the vehicle should be parked in it. The parking maneuver is selected using the right-hand control panel on the steering wheel, the central control unit, or the touchpad. During manoeuvring into or out of a parking space, instructions appear in the multimedia system display which the driver has to execute him or herself. Following these instructions allows the system to maneuver the vehicle correctly into the parking space. A clear boundary next to the parking space improves the accuracy when analysed during the parking procedure. In a parallel parking space, the vehicle is assisted in reversing into the space. In the case of a perpendicular parking space, the vehicle can be assisted either in reversing or driving forwards into the space. Assisted manoeuvring out of a parking space only works if the vehicle was previously parked in the space using the assistance system. Parking Assist Parktronic makes it possible to receive a visual and audible warning up to a vehicle speed of 10 km per hour in the event of obstacles being detected around the vehicle. A modified user interface has allowed the visual warning about obstacles to be integrated in the multimedia display. Active Parking Assist is only an aid and is not a substitute for attentive driving. Please note that you are responsible for observing the vehicle and the surroundings during the entire procedure.
Active Steering Assist helps the driver keep the vehicle in the centre of the lane by means of moderate steering interventions when the driver has both hands on the steering wheel. The assistance system is active up to a speed of 210 km per hour. The assistance system uses the camera and radar systems to evaluate the situation. Visible lane markings and, depending on the speed being driven, vehicles travelling in front and nearby also serve as orientation for the system, as too do other structures positioned parallel to your own vehicle. Active Steering Assist can be activated or deactivated in the multimedia system. If the assistance system is activated, a steering wheel symbol appears in the display. To benefit from the support of active steering intervention, Active Distance Assist Distronic must also be activated. The symbol then changes from grey to green. The assistance system keeps the vehicle steadily in the middle of the lane by means of minor steering interventions. The assistance system is only an aid and cannot permanently keep the vehicle in its lane. Due to its limited steering torque for lateral guidance, a manual intervention by the driver is, for example, necessary when driving through roundabouts or at junctions. What's more, it can also be adversely affected in certain road, weather and light conditions. Therefore, attentive observation of the traffic conditions and the surroundings is required at all times. If the system reaches a system limit, the driver doesn't steer him or herself for a long time, or if the driver removes his or her hands from the steering wheel, depending on the situation, they will initially receive a visual warning from the system. If the driver still fails to steer or the hands are not placed back on the steering wheel, an audible tone sounds repeatedly in addition to the visual warnings. Active Speed Limit Assist detects speed limits and forwards the information automatically to Active Distance Assist Distronic. Besides the camera, speeds can also be detected via the navigation system, for example when entering towns. This allows the vehicle speed to be adjusted preemptively. Active Speed Limit Assist is activated via the multimedia system. When activated, Active Distance Assist Distronic adopts the detected speed. The vehicle then adapts its speed to that of the vehicles in front, with the maximum speed being the stored speed. If no limit is displayed when the steering wheel rocker switch is operated, the speed set by the driver is adopted. If Active Distance Assist Distronic has been switched to passive mode because the accelerator pedal was depressed, only speed limits which are higher than the set speed are adopted. Active Speed Limit Assist is only an aid to assist you and may be impaired by certain conditions. The responsibility to maintain the correct speed remains with the driver. In certain hazardous situations, the Pre-Save Plus function may take preemptive measures to protect the vehicle occupants. Pre-Save Plus is able to intervene if a rear impact is imminent by warning following traffic visually of a possible collision. The seatbelts are also pre-tensioned. If your vehicle is already stationary, the system can also increase the braking force shortly before a collision, so that the vehicle brakes remain firmly applied. If a collision occurs, this reduces forward thrust, thus helping to prevent a secondary collision with crossing traffic or with the vehicle ahead. Thus, stress for vehicle occupants plus Evasive Steering Assist supports the driver when taking evasive action to avoid a pedestrian in a hazardous situation. If the driver initiates evasive action, either intentionally or instinctively in a hazardous situation, the system supports the driver by helping with steering. Controlled steering interventions help the driver to swerve around the pedestrian in a controlled manner and facilitate straightening up the vehicle afterwards.
NFC, short for Near Field Communication, allows wireless data exchange over short distances and thus makes it easier to set up your smartphone in the vehicle. In order to set up the smartphone in the vehicle using NFC, the smartphone must be placed in the NFC stowage compartment. The mobile phone must be switched on and unlocked so that it can be connected with the multimedia system using Bluetooth. If necessary, confirm the connection or the displayed passkey on the smartphone. Once the smartphone is connected, the phone functions and the audio transmission feature for audio devices become available. The smartphone will now be connected automatically at the beginning of each journey. If the desired smartphone is not connected, it can be connected by touching it briefly in an. If your vehicle is pre-equipped with Mercedes-Me Charge, the service. If your vehicle is pre-equipped with Mercedes-Me Charge, the service offers you extensive access to public charging stations within one of the largest charging networks in Europe, in the city, at shopping centres or along the motorway. Simple charging with maximum cost transparency, wherever your journey takes you. Before using Mercedes-Me Charge for the first time, please log in at mercedes.me and connect your vehicle with your Mercedes-Me account. Activate Mercedes-Me Charge by clicking on Manage Services. In the My Services tab, set Mercedes-Me Charge and, if applicable, Ionity to active, and then click on Save below. The Mercedes-Me Charge charging contract must then be registered in the following tab, Add Information. Here, you can enter such data as your preferred payment option. Please first approve data transmission by clicking on Continue. The following steps are necessary for registration. Please note that the registration process may vary depending on the country. Confirm your vehicle information and enter your personal data as well as your preferred payment method. Check and confirm your entry in the final step. If you have already received a Mercedes-Me Charge charging card, you can activate this here. If you have not received a Mercedes-Me Charge charging card, you can order one here. With Mercedes-Me Charge, you now have the possibility to start charging processes with ease using the Mercedes-Me app, your Mercedes-Me Charge charging card, or from the MBUX multimedia system in the vehicle. Billing occurs automatically from headquarters at the end of the month.